Hey, how's everyone doing? I know this video is a different video I've ever done. I know I usually always talk about personal growth and all these things, but just right now, if you're really gonna like this video or you just really got hooked onto it, just give me one of these, give me a like, let me know you guys appreciate it. So maybe I do more content like this. But here's a very interesting thing. In today's world, with this whole pandemic, with this whole situation, one of the things we're always telling you, be positive, be happy, go get it, go get there, be a go-getter, but be confident. Now, there's a fine line of being confident and just being a straight douchebag. I'm just gonna keep it that simple. A lot of people don't understand that difference or something like that, and it's true. Sometimes we're like, oh, this person is just arrogant, or this person's an a-hole, or this and that. Well, there's a fine line where you can cross, and you can be like, be confident and be grateful. And this is where I'm just gonna share 8 simple steps, nothing long, nothing crazy, of how you can do it. And one of the first steps I really want to say is to be humble when you're talking to people or do a humble brag, whatever you want to call it. The reason why I say we be humble with people, a lot of people who sometimes think being confident is talking about everything I've achieved, what reason why I'm successful. I'm going to tell you something. When you're having a conversation with a person, you just can't be direct and want to get your point across, because when you do that, no one really cares about anything you have to say, because the way you're talking is simple. You know, one perfect example I'm going to use, let's say someone says, oh, I bought myself a new car, and you just turn around, oh, because I have a Mercedes Benz, my car is better than yours because my car can do this. Well, guess what? They're not going to care. They're going to stop listening to you because you just went from totally, instead of being like, hey, that's great, that's a great car and everything. I remember when I bought my first car, my first dream car or whatever. Just keeping it simple in that aspect, you're going to be able to touch them, and you're not going to look like a douche when you're talking about your car. But if you come out and you just start bragging about your car because you feel confident about it, you're just a douche. You're not being humble. Be humble in your conversation. Hey, I've had struggles in my life where, sometimes I did come off as a douche because I just didn't sit there talking to people. I just ended up going right into my conversation and totally turned them off. Now, here's another point I want to get. Surround yourself with people that are going to call you on your bullshit. Yes, I said bullshit. Surround yourself around people like that. The reason why you want this is because you do not want to have someone uh, be around you and just blow smoke up your ass, because that's just going to blow your ego. And instead of being confident, what you're going to do is you're going to go out there and just think your shit don't stink, and you're going to treat people horribly. But when someone tells you, hey, you're doing this wrong, or hey, you're coming off this way, or hey, you're doing this and this wrong, listen to those people, because those people want to help you be better, help you build on that confidence that you already have, but not be a total douchebag. So so surround yourself. That, yeah, there's the saying, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are, and all these things. Well, surround yourself with somebody or a group of friends that are going to improve yourself. That's one thing I am so grateful, and I'm going to do a cheap plug here about my team that I work with. They take their time. They tell me, hey, Israel, we appreciate this that you do, but I think you can improve here, because if you improve here, you're going to go from here to here. And they're always looking at a farther picture, so how I can be a better me to help someone else. And that's something I truly, truly admire about them. And it's not like they're doing it just to prove a point. They're trying to do this so they can prove, hey, he can get somewhere else. And that's why I always appreciate them for everything that they do. Now, the third thing you want to do, people, so you don't look like a douchebag, dress stylish but not flashy. And what does that mean? I work in an industry where a lot of people tend to have a habit of being very high end or high maintenance kind of feature, because they're wearing Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, all these name brands, looking like a walking billboard. And just because they spend $5,000 for the 5 pieces of clothes they own, but have $0 in the bank, they act like they're better than someone else. No. You can dress in style. Look at me. something simple as a black t-shirt, which is the most stylish item a man can wear. I got it for like $5 at Old Navy. Nothing crazy. You can still be in style. You can still keep in those trends, but you don't want to make sure that the clothes you're wearing just makes you look douchey. You want to look relatable to people. You want to be able to feel they can approach you, because if you don't let people feel you can approach you, you put the way you dress, and it's sad. We live in a world where, yeah, people read you by your cover. People read the way you look. But if you don't give them a reason why to feel comfortable to reach out to you, they're not going to do it. So you want to make sure the way you're dressed, the way you present yourself is approachable. You do not want to, you don't need to be flashing to people to be interested in you. Hello, look at Mark Zuckerberg. Hello, look at Jeff Bezos. Look at all these guys who are very successful. They're not a walking billboard for brands. They are a walking image of themselves, a very calm, cool collective, and approachable feature to others. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you guys about, and this is the fourth point, stop talking about things you guys buy. I'm guilty of this. I'm totally guilty. Like, oh, I totally bought mine. I love sneakers. I am a sneakerhead. I probably have over, I think almost 15 sneakers or counting, and I don't use them all, but I am a sneakerhead. And yeah, I get in the habit of like, oh, I dropped this money on these sneakers and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? No one cares. So I learned that, okay, this is what I like. This is for me. I'm just going to wear them for me. Don't care about anyone else and not worry about that. And then I didn't talk about buying these sneakers. Actually, when people ask me, oh, hey, where did you get them? Then there, I mentioned, hey, I bought them here. This was the price. You can check and see. But outside of that, I'm not telling them I'm dropping dimes on sneakers, because sometimes when you're flexing, which I like to call not the muscle flex, but the flexing of an ego, you're sitting there and flexing your freaking ego just to show you have money, which really just proves a poor mindset, not a wealthy mindset. You're just projecting that. Well, those are bad things you don't want to do. So those are the things you want to take into consideration. Buy things, do it to make yourself feel good. Don't flex for others. Just be you, because that goes a long way, and you're not looking like a douche. And hey, people will approach you. The second thing I think is very important, and I really hope, if anything you're going to get out of this video, I think this is the important one, which is 5, a confident body language. Now, there's confident body language and then walking like you have a stick up your ass. There's two different things. Yes, there are absolutely two different things, people. Well, here's the key thing, and this is what I want you guys to all know and hear. And this is the simple point I want to do. Is sometimes they tell you, walk out with your chest out, chin up, spread your shoulder out, give a handshake like you're gonna squeeze the life out of it. No, you don't have to do it. Just give someone a good grip on a handshake. Stand with a good posture. Obviously, don't hunch over, but just stand in a good posture that your spine, your neck, everything looks good, because that's gonna go a long way. But when you're walking out with your chest out look, and then you're looking like a stick figure trying to flex, well, people are going to think, oh, this guy thinks he's the last Coca-Cola in the desert and he's going to be God's gift to the earth. Don't do it. Be you, be natural, be approachable in your posture, because a lot of people, remember, if you go into an interview, let's use this for something. I understand some of you are right now currently unemployed and looking to do something else or trying to find a side hustle or whatever. If your approach is not approachable, and your body language, not only is it because you're the way you're dressed, the way you talk, but your body language doesn't look like someone approachable. It looks like, oh, don't approach this guy. This guy thinks he's God's gift to earth. Well, they're not going to approach you. So just stand there, walk calmly, take your time, walk calmly, breathe. Yes, breathing helps your posture, and just be new. And when someone gives you a handshake, I know right now with the whole COVID thing, we're not shaking hands, but just shake their hands and be you. That goes a long way. That really makes people great. That's the things you want to know. Those are things body language read, because if your body language gives them an approachable vibes, the same thing, the way you dress, the same way you talk, people love that. And that's something you want to take. Now, the sixth thing I want to break down on you, and this one's going to be a good one, is acknowledging your insecurity. This is an area I struggle in. I really don't like people knowing I have insecurities. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about all my insecurities. But when I do talk to people, and when people approach me on things, I say, yeah, it is my insecurity. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable. Because a real douchebag is not going to talk about it. He's going to be really douchey about it because he's going to do everything to cover up his insecurity. One of the things I learned, the greatest gift you can do as a person is just be vulnerable and show, not now. Being vulnerable doesn't mean you're crying every second. It is no, being vulnerable enough to acknowledge your emotions in the moment, acknowledge those insecurities you have, and let people know. No one's look, if you are surrounded by people who are going to make fun of your insecurity, guess what? Those are douche. You're hanging out with douche, and because you're associated with them, you have douchey tendency. Well, you want to build confidence. You want to build that team. You want to build people around you to help you build your confidence. Acknowledge your insecurities. It's something I struggle with. I'm not going to tell you. You know, sometimes I try to hide that I have a fear or I'm sad or anything like that because you know you don't want. Obviously, you can't. If you're sad, you have a tragedy and you know I'm in an industry where I got to go in front of people, talk in front of them and stuff. Yeah, well, I know I can't just go just be sitting there crying because of what of the tragedy I received. You know, I obviously gotta go out there, perform, look good, and just stay there like, hey, I got the worst news of my life, but I'm here for you all. When you do that to people, like, hey, they're showing that you're there, you're aware of your emotion, they know that you're down. Guess what? These people like that, and they're gonna pick you up. Those are things you got to do. Yeah, you're afraid of something, like you're afraid of public speaking. Acknowledge that. Let people know because you never know. I'm not afraid, but one of my good friends, quick shout out to him, Anthony. It was a very shy kid, but I helped him to where he's comfortable doing it nowadays. But at first he wasn't, and that's how we did it. I just helped him build that posture. You know, because I acknowledge his insecurity, he acknowledges mine. We bounce it off. This goes back to the point of surrounding people who can call you on your BS, but we do it to help each other's insecurities. That is what you want to do, guys. That's going to help you build your confidence, and then that insecurity you had at one time, it's gone. And it helps you build the confidence, and you're not looking douchey. Now, the other thing is always have self-awareness. Yes, you got to be aware of everything. You got to be aware when you're not talking humbly and you're just bragging about yourself. Yes, you got to be aware when you're surrounding yourself with people that don't have the same mindsets or the same goals and dreams, and they really just have a bullshit mindset, and you're just following that because you just think that bullshit mindset's the right way. You're dressing, you got to be aware of everything you do, because when you're aware of what you do, you're going to obviously know how to take a step back, regroup, rebuild yourself, and then be confident when you reapproach a situation with friends, family, whatever it is. You're just going to be aware of that because you're just acknowledging. Now, this isn't to be how do I say, be offended by everything, like, oh my god, no. Just be aware, like, hey, okay, look, I feel uncomfortable in this situation, let me get out. Or, oh wow, I made this situation uncomfortable, how can I fix this back? Those are little key things that you can do that make people, hey, okay, but when you don't, you're just going in there caring about yourself. It's me. Because when you think about me, yes, I know Kobe Bryant said there is a me and team. But when you think about me and you think about myself, I don't care about no one else. Guess what? You're just gonna push you're just gonna push people away because you're not acknowledging what you say in your mouth, the way you express yourself. It really turns them off and gets them to go away. Now, the final point, and this one's important: know your weaknesses. Know your weaknesses and figure out with your strengths how you cover your weakness. Now, this is very different from being self-awareness. This is not knowledge. This goes to a little bit more direct back to that insecurity point. But if you know you can't public speak, well, figure out if you know you're good at expressing yourself, well, figure out how you can express yourself without exposing how weak you are. This is not about the physical strength you have. This is about what you can do to not expose these things, and know what you're weak on and build on that. Yeah, I said about one of my good friends, Anthony. He was very weak at public speaking. Well, he built on it until it became a strength. You got to just do those things, step those ladders up. So when you reach up, you're not taking yourself back down because you end up developing and strengthening those weaknesses. So these are tips you can do to improve yourself, to build your confidence, talk humbly, because when you talk humbly and you get other people to listen to you, because when you're humble, people will start listening to you and they're going to want to know what you have to say. Surround yourself with people who are just going to call you out on your BS, because those are the people that are going to help you build that character you want to get to that next level. Remember, dress stylish, but don't be flashy. Don't be a walking billboard. No one likes a walking billboard. People want to know you're just like them and they can feel comfortable with you. Stop talking about the things you buy. Just buy them. Do it for yourself, because if you want it to feel good, don't buy it to impress others. Never do that. And this other thing, have a confident body language. Remember, don't have to stick your chest out. Just walk with a nice calm posture. Feel like you're in control. When you shake someone's hand, just give them a good handshake. Don't have to squeeze their life out of it. And just be aware of your insecurities. Acknowledge your insecurities by being self-aware, which opens the door for you to be vulnerable with people, and know your weaknesses, so that way you can always build on and build onto your strengths. So guys, if this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up. You guys, any more suggestions or anything you guys feel like I can improve in or want to share with, or how I can help you build your confidence, reach out to me. I'm glad to help. I'm here to help you. And it's a great honor, and thank you for watching my video. So take care, and God bless you.